Come here. Alright, come on. Good morning, everyone. Go ahead. Welcome to another edition of Walk with Regis. Just let me wrap this leash around my arm. There we go. Today is October 23rd. Today's weather, the highs will be in the low 70s and the lows will be in the mid 40s. All in all, a gorgeous day. Quite the beautiful day. There will be 3% chance of precipitation today. Now, let's see what kind of news stories we got today. I do believe that the last news story I read was Buffalo police arrest 3 people. No, I didn't read that to you guys. Alright, well, we've got a few before that, so... There it is. Okay, I'm all caught up. Here we go. Our first news story of the day is Buffalo woman sentenced to prison for attacking family member. Erie County District Attorney offices announced that 22-year-old Jemiah Beasley was sentenced in state Supreme Court to determine sentence of 4.5 years in prison, followed by 5 years post-release supervision. District Attorney's Office said in February, Beasley was armed with a knife, pepper spray, and 2 rocks and attempted to unlawfully enter the victim's home on Pontomac Avenue in Buffalo. Beasley attacked and stabbed the victim 5 times in the left arm and once in the back of the head with a knife and then fled. The victim was treated by first responders and transported to ECMC where she received numerous staples and stitches. According to the district attorney's office, Beasley and the victim are related and were involved in an ongoing dispute over money. Beasley pleaded guilty to 1 count of first-degree attempted burglary, 1 count first-degree attempted assault, 1 count a second-degree assault on May 6th. Judge issued a order of protection on behalf of the victim and another family member, which remains in effect until April of 2035. Now, as you all remember, orders of protection don't seem to do any good, because that's how the one lady got killed. She had an order of protection, and her estranged husband still came over and killed her anyway. Alright, let's see what else we got. Alright, I won't read the article, but I will read the title, so that way you guys can Google it if you want, if it's interesting. Human remains and a shipwreck are uncovered as Mississippi River levels continue to drop amid drought. So yeah. Let's see. Come on. So it looks like around here, Western New York doesn't seem to care about an age limit as far as it goes for trick-or-treating. I'm reading this post about how old is too old to go trick-or-treating, and one said, I'm 19, can I go trick-or-treating? And the results were all positive, and another was, the one answer to that question was, I'd prefer you trick-or-treating in costume to over going to partying and driving under the influence or any sorts of other criminal activities. And then someone said, I agree. My son and his friends love to go out on Halloween. They're not causing trouble, they're not drinking, and I don't see any harm in it. Small minority of the neighbors disagree. So of course there's always going to be those people that disagree, but Halloween is a fun time for all. Hey, there's my kitty. And no drinking, no partying, no drugs are involved, usually. Just a bunch of adult kids going out in costume and having fun. Alright, here's our next news story. Buffalo school recruitments talk bus aides on News 4 at 4. Schools across the state as well as in Western New York are still looking to fill out staffing, especially on school buses, because ain't nobody want to be on the same school bus with these bratty little kids. This weekend, Buffalo Public Schools will be interviewing for bus aide positions. Barbara Gilderstone, the Director of Recruitment and Staffing for Buffalo Public Schools, joined News 4 at 4 on Friday to talk about it. Alright, you guys, there you go. You can Google it if you want to hear this interview. Update. Police say car found buried for decades in Atherton backyard was stolen. Okay, well now that's interesting. It was stolen over 30 years ago. I guess they decided to bury it. Cadaver dogs alerted to possible human remains. There's my baby girl and my baby boy. It was buried approximately 4 or 5 feet into the ground in the 90s. There were unused bags of concrete found throughout the vehicle. Looks like they were going to bury it. Possible owner of the vehicle is believed to be deceased. Authorities are waiting for records to learn more about the car and its history. Hi, Caddy Bree. There's my girl. Okay, you rolled over for pettings, and I went to give you pettings, and you moved away. Okay, you're good. Alright, doorbell video shows malnourished Texas twins begging for help after escaping handcuffs. New footage shows the aftermath of 2 severely malnourished twins escaping their Texas home and begging for help after they say they were abused and forced to consume human waste. Doorbell camera footage obtained by Houston TV station captured the 2 malnourished, barefoot, and bruise-covered 15-year-olds walking door to door in Harris County neighborhood requesting help early Tuesday. What happened? One resident can be heard in the video. One of the children responded, "We just needed to be somewhere right now." After getting turned away from several doorsteps, of course, the teens who were holding handcuffs said they'd broken out of, received help from a mother who welcomed them in from the cold and offered them food and blankets. Now there's a hero. Phooey on the neighbors who turned them away. Kudos to the woman who took them in with food and blankets. I don't know how anybody could turn away some sick teenagers begging for help. All one has to do is look out their doorbell, or, all one has to do is look out their peephole to see these are thin, malnourished children who obviously are not up to any good. So they're not there to rob you. They're not there to break in your house, and you're in the street. Get out of the street. They're not there to do any mischief or hurt you or steal from you or nothing. They're there for your help, and you turn them away. What kind of human beings are you? I wouldn't turn anybody away. I'd be cautious if they were healthy. But of course, if you could look out the door and see that they're sick and skinny and shivering and half naked with handcuffs, of course something's wrong. Alright, let's see what else we got. 2 shot in overnight incident near College and Allen Street. 2 people were shot in an overnight incident, according to Buffalo police. Police say it happened just after 1 a.m. Saturday near College Street and Allen Street. 2 males were struck in the leg. They were both transported to ECMC, and they were both listed in stable condition. Anybody with any information is asked to call or text the confidential tip line at 716-847-2255. Good boy. Alright, here's another one. Police investigate Genesee Street shooting. Police are investigating a Friday night shooting that occurred on Genesee Street. Police say around 9 p.m. a 30-year-old Buffalo man was shot multiple times around the 1800 block of Genesee. He was taken to ECMC, where he was initially listed in stable condition. Police are asking anybody with information to call or text the confidential tip line 716-847-2255. There we go. It took me a minute before I realized that my fucking video had stopped recording. I apologize, guys. I was all the way in the middle of an article. Alright, so I guess this is gonna have to be one of those 2 videos stitched together kind of shits, because, you know, for some reason my camera switched screens, even though I'm not touching my screen. And my sleeve is not touching my screen. Nothing is touching my screen, and yet my camera switched from the right side to the left side, and I suppose that in the act of doing so, it stopped recording. Alright. So I started reading this one. Buffalo police arrest 3 people for guns and drugs. Officers with Buffalo Police Department arrested 3 people for possessing drugs and guns. Police executed a search warrant on Durstein Street in Buffalo. 3 people are facing charges after weapons and drugs were found during the search. Officers discovered small amounts of fentanyl and cocaine. They also found a loaded M4 AR-15 style rifle with a high-capacity magazine and a loaded Glock 22 with a fully automatic switch. 3 people arrested were 22-year-old Aaron Watson, 19-year-old Quandre Colston, and 18-year-old Tyrese King. All 3 are from Buffalo. They were each charged with 2 counts of second-degree criminal possession of a weapon, 1 count of third and fifth-degree criminal possession of a controlled substance, and 1 count of criminally using drug paraphernalia in the second degree. Watson received an additional charge of 5th-degree criminal possession of a controlled substance. Okay, let's see what other news stories we got. Buffalo's first snowflakes of the season were ahead of schedule. It was a few days earlier than average. The first snowfall for Buffalo wasn't record-breaking. The earliest snowflakes on record for Buffalo happened on September 20th, 1956. On average, the first flakes fly toward the end of October. Even in terms of amounts this past week, it wasn't much. The Buffalo airport recorded just a trace amount of snow Thursday morning, which means too little to measure. Anything at least 0.1 is considered measurable. On average, that happens around November 8th in Buffalo. The earliest measurable snow was October 6, 1961. For the earliest inch, you have to go all the way back to October 1906. The first inch typically happens later on in November, with an average date of November 18th. On the flip side, some years it seems like it takes forever for any snow to show up. The latest snowflake belonged to November 22nd on both 1946 and 1985. Okay, pretty cool. And look, there's my kitty still following me. I'm not going to read the article, but I will read the title in case you guys want to Google any of these. A 14-year-old girl in Florida took $13,500 in cash from her grandma's life savings and gave it out to her classmates, police say. Wow. Okay. Major storm is bringing early season snow to the western U.S. this weekend. Doesn't give me any dates. It just says this weekend. Here we are on this weekend. Well, actually, it's Sunday. It's like the end of the week. So, I guess that was a flop, a fail. Come on. Come on. Let me see. I feel like that my video keeps going from dim to light to lighter, then back to dim and light to lighter, and I have no idea why. At least when I'm looking at my screen, that's what it appears like. Okay, I'm going to read the title, but not the article. If you want to read more, just Google it. It was hysterical. A Texas grandmother dying of cancer had her family hand out homemade Ouija boards at her funeral to keep in touch. Okay. Oh, here's one. Amherst police are warning people of a new text scam that's circulated. The newest one is advertising police Amherst department clothing for sale. The department says it will never solicit the public to purchase items or ask for donations. The best advice here is never click on any suspicious links you receive through text message. Police also advise to report potential scams to police. Oh, here's another one. Buffalo police are investigating an early Saturday morning shooting. Police say the incident happened Saturday just after 1 a.m. near College and Allen Streets. Oh, I already read this one. Well, when I read the title of the article, it said multiple people shot. And I thought that would mean like 3 or more. You know, like a party or a gathering or something. Nope, it's them 2 guys that I talked about. Got shot in the leg. Read that. Alright, this might be the last article. Here are the 9 deadliest places in New York State. A nature preserve near Albany that's known for its stunning waterfall. Okay, the first one is Plotterkill Reserve in Rotterdam. A nature preserve near Albany that's known for its stunning waterfall. Many nature lovers flock to these hiking trails, but to much surprise comes the realization the area is actually dotted with unofficial trails that have led to many deaths over the years. These paths often stray into dangerous, hard-to-navigate areas that should be avoided. Okay. That was number 9. Number 8. Broadway, New York City. Where the crime rate in New York City is still nothing like it was back in the 1980s and 70s, it was still important to exercise caution while visiting. The city's Broadway Street is a 33-mile avenue that runs through Yonkers, the Bronx, and Manhattan. Come on. It is one of the city's most dangerous streets, and during just 2 years, seen a total of nearly 15 pedestrian deaths. A majority of those deaths have occurred on the street's 2-mile stretch in the Bronx. Oh, he saw it. There he goes. There he goes. Number 7. Adirondack High Peaks, Adirondacks. The Adirondack High Peaks are a set of 46 mountain peaks in Adirondack Mountains in New York. The mountains contain dangerous, slippery trails that have led to countless deaths over the years. He really does not like planes. Alright, the next one on our list. Newburgh, New York. A city in Orange County that's approximately an hour and a half north of New York City. While this area has plenty of things to see and do, it's best to visit during daylight hours. Newburgh currently holds the title of one of the most dangerous communities in the entire country. Alright, the next one is Salmon River Falls in Orwell. A 110-foot-long waterfall situated along the Salmon River in Oswego County. The scenic area attracts visitors from near and far, but it's important to use extreme caution when exploring this area. The waterfall has been the site of numerous deaths over the past decades. Another one is Taconic State Parkway, Westchester, Putnam, Dutchess, Columbia counties. While driving down the Taconic may be unavoidable if you live in eastern New York, it's still highly recommended to take caution while driving down this notoriously deadly road. Parkway saw 2,080 crashes during a 3-year period, likely due to high volume of commuters who use this winding road to get back and forth to work and are often speeding. Oh, go ahead, Regis. Do what you need to do. I gotta finish this article. Catskill Falls, Catskill Mountains, known as one of the New York's tallest waterfalls. Catskill is also one of New York's most deadly. The 2-tiered waterfall is often climbed, and when explorers make the mistake of losing their footing along the top, they fall to their deaths. The local fire department makes regular rescues and visits to this natural attraction. The next one is Devil's Path Trail, 24-mile hiking trail in the Catskills region, known as one of the most difficult in the eastern United States. Devil's Path contains rocky and steep terrain that even the most skilled hikers have fallen victim to. Numerous deaths have occurred over the years. Canajoharie Falls in Montgomery County. A waterfall and swimming hole that most locals in the area avoid. Canajoharie is a seemingly beautiful place to visit in the summer months to cool down, but many out-of-towners have made the deadly mistake of jumping into the water here. While there are numerous no swimming signs posted around the falls, they are often ignored. At the base of the water, there's a stone ledge that's not visible. Once you jump in, it's very possible to hit the ledge, become paralyzed, and eventually drown. And that's it. If you guys like this video, hit the like button. If you don't, you can hit that dislike button. Share if you guys want to, subscribe if you want to, and we will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.